I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm so dumb. How did I not realize that? Okay. Let's see. Can you hear it now? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm so dumb. How did I not realize that? Okay, sorry. I forgot to add myself to the stream. This is like the second time in a row I've forgotten to do that. And I didn't do it in the first 6 minutes or something like that. All right. So let's get into this. All right. So remember was Gavin the Geek? Well, I don't know. I just felt like changing it. It's kind of a, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Why'd you ask it twice though? Like, is it like a genuine question you're asking, or are you just like saying it for no reason? You know. Hi, Spigu. I never have known how to pronounce your name, but hi. MT Productions. Hi. Basically, no one's gonna join this, but honestly, when it comes to these live streams, no one cares about that. If anyone wants to like know my thoughts, they're just gonna watch it once it's done live streaming. That's just how these are. No one watches this stuff anyways. I just do it because I like rambling, and I don't really ever feel like editing these. So yeah, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my letterbox. We're gonna open that up, and we're gonna go to my list, my ranking, which I don't think I have actually released publicly. I think I have that on private, if I'm not mistaken. And we're just gonna go through everything. You know the drill. You know what's up. You know what we do here. We rank every movie I've seen for the month, and I've had a great time doing that. I've had a lot of fun doing it, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this every month. I'll do it for April. I'll do it for May. I'll just keep doing it till the end of time until I don't want to do it anymore. So yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. Let's just hop into this. I just gotta share screen, and then we're gonna go to Chrome tab, not StreamYard, and then we're gonna share. And here we go. This is what we're gonna be looking at here. Wait, what? Sharing. Oh, I gotta add it to stream, don't I? Or is it already added to stream? Huh. It's weird. It's not showing up. Is it just taking forever? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm not gonna be using the camera for this because I look terrible, and I don't want you guys to have to, be put through that. So we're just gonna go through this. Okay, so 12th, last place, the worst thing I've seen this month. So I've been trying to do that Batman ranking, and that's coming soon. Don't worry, I'm almost done with it. I just have one more movie left, and then I gotta edit the segment for that movie after I'm done watching it. But however, I saw Batman and Robin, and I remember it being entertainingly bad, and that's why I put it as high as it did on my Letterboxd Batman ranking, a while ago. And I've realized this movie is not entertaining at all, and I don't know what I was on when thinking that, because it is so lifeless in every single way. We know Batman and Robin's terrible. I hardly talked about it in the Batman ranking that I am editing right now. In fact, I just wanted to move on because I don't care about this movie. Everyone knows it's bad. Everyone knows it's horrible, but it's also boring. And yeah, boring puts you by far as the worst movie I have seen this month. Okay, now there's Tom and Jerry the movie, which I was planning on never seeing in my entire life because I love Tom and Jerry. I grew up with Tom and Jerry. It's something that I hold very dear to my heart because those cartoons for me, there's something that I cherish. It's my childhood. It's what I watched a ton when I was little. And seeing this disaster in front of my eyes was disgusting. And I know I'm overreacting, and I know I shouldn't be too harsh in it, because let's be honest, no one gave a crap about this movie. No one did. And I don't know why I should give a crap about this movie, and I probably shouldn't, but I just hated it. Mainly because it's a disgrace to Tom and Jerry, and because it was such a generic movie, and being generic puts you very low, and it makes me hate it. I hate generic movies probably more than anything. If you are laughably horrible and so abysmally, bonkers and out of this world. I'll give you more credit for that than just being generic and bland. And I feel like that's what I also feel about Batman and Robin. So really, these are basically both the same. The only reason I watched this was because it was my sister's birthday, and she wanted to watch it, and she wanted me to watch it with her and the rest of the family. So unfortunately, I had to watch it, because it's my sister's birthday, and I don't know why she would want to watch this on her birthday when she could pick literally any other movie. But whatever. Moving on. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Next one is number 10, which is The Hate U Give. And I don't know how much I should talk about this movie because I don't know really. Because, I don't have these personal experiences that they're trying to convey exactly. But I feel like the problem with this movie is how on the nose it is with its messages. Because I understand the messages it's trying to convey. Sometimes it's told well, and for the most part, it's told very on the nose, and it's so obvious what it's trying to do. There's literally like a whole speech about it, that narrating at the end of every movie ever. And I feel like that's what puts it so below everything else is the fact that it just is so obvious what it's trying to be, and it's so obvious what it's trying to convey instead of giving us a little bit of room to interpret it ourselves. You can have these discussions about racism, but don't make it so obvious. Make it subtle, make it unique, make it fresh. And the Hate does not do that. I watched this in English class, to be fair, and we watched the first half in one day, and then the next day we had English class, which was a day, which wasn't the next day, but it was the day after that day. And we watched it. So maybe that, I don't think that really had much of, I don't think that had much to do with the experience I had with this movie. I feel like it would have been the exact same thing if I watched it fully because, I remember the entire first half when we went right into it. And I can see the entire thing connecting fully in my head. And I don't think that it really works all that well. I probably would have never watched this movie if our class didn't want to watch it. I didn't. The book, maybe that has maybe a little bit better when it comes to the message. I think maybe it conveys it better because the book's always better than the movie. But I don't know. Didn't really like this one. I think one thing I really have to bring up is the first 10 to 20 minutes are so awful. I hate them. Like, I guess there's the opening, which I really like. I really like the opening. I think that's very good. But after that, there's this guy that walks up there and says, "Hey, nice kicks." And then everything after that is terrible. Like, every single line of dialogue is so bad and so outdated and so out of touch, And I hate the soundtrack. It's so obnoxious. It's not the worst thing in the world, obviously. There's way worse movies than The Hate U Give. I will never watch it again. I did not like this one bit. So, let's go to the next one, which is Batman 1966. And this was all right. This was all right. Like I said in my Letterboxd review, this is indeed a movie. And honestly, I feel like I'll talk about it a bit when it comes to the actual review. But I feel like what I didn't like too much about this movie was the fact that it just felt like 5 episodes of a TV show. Honestly, it felt like this entire 1 hour and a half long movie could have been summed up easily in 20 minutes. And I felt like it was unnecessary to do this. I mean, I think they obviously did this because, I guess they wanted to make a movie about it and get some money, but I don't think it was worth it in the end. It definitely does not hold up. The TV show definitely does not hold up. I did watch the TV show when I was a kid, and it was fun and entertaining, but let's be honest, when it comes to Batman, there are way, way better adaptations, and they're continuously will be. Let's be honest. Batman has never worked out as a goofy, lighthearted character. He never has. He never will, because that's not who Batman is. That's not what he is. That's not what he represents. He's not, he's not for little kids. He's not meant to be, let's be honest. When you think of every great Batman movie, you think of dark and gritty. And yeah, this isn't something when you think of great Batman movies. Next one was Through a Glass Darkly by Igmar Bergman. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. I really did enjoy it. I think there was one point where I fell asleep for like a couple minutes, and instantly woke up. I don't think I missed anything though, but I think that happened one time. I got a little bit bored. There was like a part where like 5 minutes or whatever, where it was kind of boring. I know I'm not making it sound like I like the movie too much, but I think it really is able to. I think it's just a well-made movie overall. It's hard to really explain why it's good. It's just good. It's just a good film with a good cast, with some good themes, with good visuals. I think the problem is it doesn't try. It's too safe. I think is the problem with this movie. It doesn't go beyond what it can do, and it doesn't try anything risky. And I think that's the thing when it comes to. I feel like with a lot more movies like this, which I think this is an indie film. I'm not fully sure, but like with movies like that, I feel like they should try to be a little bit more risky, try to be a little bit more balls to the walls, and instead of just kind of playing it safe and just making a solid movie that's just good. You know, this one is Nightmare Alley, which this movie went by so fast. You know, it went by insanely fast, and I don't know how. It's a 2 hour and a half long movie, and it felt like 90 minutes. Honestly, shorter than honest with you. I don't know what it was. But and of course, some people might say, "Oh, maybe it feels like it goes too fast. Maybe you don't really get to spend time with anything." But I feel like that's not the point. I feel like the whole point of this movie is showing that in an instant, you could be at the top of the world, and the next second you could be at rock bottom. And that movie, I feel like, is trying to convey that, and I think it's trying to convey that pretty well. I think it does a good job at showing, conveying, and expressing you know, this whole idea. I feel like that's what holds it. That's the hook to it. And for a 2 hour and a half long movie, you think just having that, that'd be boring. But it's not. It's energetic, entertaining, and I don't know why. I think it's just fun to watch, and I feel like that's the whole idea of it is that they find a way to make it go so fast, it be so long, and that's kind of I feel like the whole point of it. And I love that about this movie. Number 6 is gonna be Midnight in Paris. I think this was good. This was another good film. I've watched. I know I'm giving 3, 4 stars in a row, and maybe this seems repetitive, but this was also just a good film. I really like the visuals. Paris looks beautiful in this movie. It looks so gorgeous. I just want to put it on my wall. I love that part about it. Uh, but I think the best part about this movie is like the message it's trying to convey. The whole idea that you shouldn't be stuck in a different time period. You should be trying to escape from life and your own problems by just admiring another time period and thinking that was any better. And you're thinking that part of it was, better than what you have now. And instead trying to figure out your own problems, trying to solve your own issues, where you are, trying to solve, your own problems that you have at home or with other people and just trying to fix them and make it all better for yourself instead of avoiding it. And that's I feel like that ending where he finally breaks up with he divorces his wife. That lets me I hate her so much, and finally find something nice. Find something in his reality that he really likes, and I feel like the ending is great. I love the ending. I feel like I wish they explored this concept a little bit more. Had more conversations about it, had more ideologies about it. Explored it a bit more instead of just kind of having it as a good movie that has a point and it does a pretty good job at explaining it. But I feel like it could have done more to elaborate on it, more to express it. And I just wish honestly, I wish it was longer. It was a 90-minute movie, and I feel like it could have been 2 hours and could have helped convey it more, helped explain it more, helped understand because it's a deep theme. It's a deep theme that has great philosophies. I just wish they did more. Woody Allen did more with it. Number 5 is going to be Batman Returns. I really love this movie. Of course, there's problems with it. There's a lot of problems with this movie. First off, there's the Penguin, who's way too much like a penguin. Next one would be the fact that it's so weird, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. Like the whole thing, like I don't know, just sometimes it gets so odd and bizarre, and it's like maybe you're going a little bit too far, Burton. But besides that, a great movie in I think one main reason, and that's the fact that Tim Burton actually kind of started to understand the Batman. I don't know how he did, but he kind of did. And I know some people say on Tim Burton movies, oh, he doesn't understand Batman. And I do agree with that with 1989, but for some reason in this movie, there's that relationship with Batman and Catwoman that is executed to a T, to a T. And the way it's portrayed as this whole idea that of course, Catwoman's trying to get revenge on this person. She wants to, murder the person that tried to murder her. And then there's Batman trying to bring her back to reality, trying to say, let's live happily. Not exactly bring her back to reality, but try to say, come on, let's end this in a happy way. Let's end this in a great way. Let's make this work out. Let's make our relationship together work out. And then, of course, Catwoman wants to do that, wishes she could, but knows that she can't live with herself if she doesn't get the revenge she needs and doesn't. And, something along those lines. And I feel like that idea, that way that it's like the fact that they can't really be together because of who they are and who they represent. Batman is somebody that is, he's someone that fights criminals. He's someone that is against the idea of revenge and hatred and doesn't want anyone to feel those feelings ever again or wants to be going down path like that. And then there's Catwoman, who's vengeful, who's not a great person. And it's this whole idea that they can't really be together. That whole idea that Catwoman and Batman can't be together because of who they are. That Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne can't fall in love or have a happy ending together because of what they are, what they truly are, and what they truly express during the nighttime. And it's a heartbreaking story in a way. And I feel like many people overlook this part of the movie. And that ending was dark and heart-wrenching. And, well, there are so many problems with it. There's definitely issues with this movie. Don't get me wrong. I think it saves it with having a good relationship with characters we really like and great chemistry. And Michelle Pfeiffer, by the way, is the Catwoman. We've had 3 of them, and she's by far the best. If you think anything else besides that, I don't know what to say to you. So there it is. Also, that number 4 will be the Lego Batman movie. And I mean, what do I say? What can I really say, How can I emphasize how great, how phenomenal of a movie that this truly is? Like, how do I do that, I mean, of course, it's not a masterpiece. It's way of the league of a masterpiece, but it's so fun, enjoyable, and self-aware. And I love, how it parodies Batman, how it, understands Batman and gets it more than a lot of other live-action Batman adaptations have. And it's just such a fun time. I talk about it a bit more in my Batman Ranked video that will eventually come out, but this was something fun and special. Okay. Now we're getting into top 3 territory. Wait, what's Lahane doing here? That should be number 2. Okay, we're gonna to be there. Actually, no. Lahane would probably be at the number 1 spot. Yeah, Lahane would be at the number 1 spot, I'd say. Lahane at the number 1 spot, Batman at the 2 spot, and the West Side Story at the 3 spot. So we're gonna put that as the best thing that I have watched. Okay, not the Batman. What the heck? No. Why is it? It's recorrecting itself. I hate this. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, take Lahane and then put it at the number 1 spot because it deserves to be there. Well, obviously, I already know it's going to be at number 1. I think it's just the idea of, emphasizing and explaining all the stuff to do in video format to you that don't have Letterboxd. So, okay. So number 3 is West Side Story. And I love this movie. I really love this movie in a lot of ways. I think it's original. Maybe I will someday, but not today. I'm not gonna watch it today. But it was such a great experience, such a great time, and a movie I did not expect to be as sad as it truly was. I didn't even know that apparently this was based on Romeo and Juliet. And I didn't know that Romeo and Juliet was supposed to be a tragedy story. I thought it was supposed to be a happy romance movie, romance play. But I know. Okay, I'm not cultured. I apologize. But anyways, West Side Story. what to say, what to say, what to say. So great, so good, so I think the best part about it, one of the best parts about it is the music. The music, of course, it's from the original, probably, but I love it. I love apparently the actors sang it all, and they did a beautiful job at that. Met a girl named Maria. Songs like that really, it's just great. They're done perfectly. The choreographing's amazing. And then, of course, there's the amazing Spielberg visuals. This is one of the best Spielberg movies visually, with the way the city looks, with the way it's designed, the set designs. Everything about it is so, 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 so good. And then, of course, there's the tragic ending, which is so sad. You know, I didn't expect it because it's so unexpected and shocking and sad. And I don't know. I feel like if I explain it, it's just a waste of time because I would do such a bad job at explaining how good it truly is. You know, there's it's just a great movie with a twist, twists and turns, and I think it is one of Spielberg's best, by far his best. This entire probably his best in the last 10 years. So, if that means anything, there you go. Number 2 is going to be The Batman, which is one of the best comic book movies we have had in a while, I'd say. Probably the best comic book movie we've had since The Dark Knight. I mean, what else has there been? I mean, there's been some great ones, obviously. But I can't name another comic book movie that's quite this good, besides The Dark Knight, of course. It's one of the best comic book movies we have ever had, and I can say that, with complete certainty. Of course, I lowered it down to a 4.5, before. Then I rewatched again and realized, wow, this movie is insanely entertaining and rewatchable, which I did not know. And I gave it a 4 again because I feel like the reason why I gave it a 4.5 partly was because, I don't know if I'd ever rewatch again. And then I rewatched it again, and I would watch it again now. I don't know what happened, but it's just how my brain works. But I made a video saying it. You know how I feel about this movie. I love this movie to every extent. I love the beautiful soundtrack, the visuals, the performances that are phenomenal. It's just all around great movie that gives us probably everything we could have ever desired for the Batman. If you are a Batman fan, I don't understand how you can at least think this is good because it truly, truly emphasizes, who the Batman is by giving him an arc. It's a movie that understands the Batman. I don't think we've gotten that since the Christopher Nolan trilogy or the Lego Batman movies. When we're talking live action, I'd say we haven't gotten, someone that has gotten Batman since the Christopher Nolan trilogy. And this is another one that truly understands who Batman is, what he represents, and yeah, he's actually a detective in this movie, which is great. We've never seen anything like that. He's someone that's a little bit more damaged. There's an arc to him. There's just so many great things about it. So many things that I love about this movie. And it's not number 1, but it might as well should be. This movie, that was very corny, but my point still stands. Unlike the Batman, it's hard to describe why this movie's so great. You just sound like an idiot if you do. But it's a movie that just goes through the motions, goes through, these people's, these humans, everyday lives. And not exactly the everyday lives, but gives us a slice of it, a slice of their life, a slice of what's going on with them. And it does it perfectly. It's not a movie that's insanely deep or insanely complex, but I like that about it. I like that it's not complex. I feel like why I love this movie so much is I enjoy these characters. I enjoy going on a ride with them. They all have phenomenal chemistry with one another, and they all just make the ride so much more enjoyable, fun, and something to really behold. Cinematography and editing is done beautifully and perfectly. It's just a good movie, just a great movie that's short, sweet, and doesn't have much to say, but doesn't really need to say anything. So yeah, that's gonna be everything I've watched in March of 2022, ranked. Yeah. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I somewhere in between? That's gonna be it. Bye.